Let's move on to the next topic, unless you want to make a final point.
No.
Skip. The Cavs have never won an NBA Finals game, but they are just 4 wins away. Imagine that, from bringing a title to a city that hasn't seen one since the Browns won the title in 1964. The next opponent in the finals, Stephen A. says, is the Warriors. The Cavs split the 2 games with the Warriors during the regular season. So you just talked about how great they are. What chances do you give the Cavs against the Warriors, Stephen A.?
Literally, Skip, Kerry, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Literally 50-50.
Oh, boy.
I will not make a decision until next week. It is that much of a toss-up to me. I just look at it from the perspective that if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, here are the pros and the cons. First, the pros. LeBron James.
All right.
You have the best player in the world. And it is entirely possible, because we have seen it happen before, that the best player in the world will be could be the best team. In the case of LeBron James, his kryptonite primarily has been Tim Duncan. Let's just call it what it is. Dallas was a misnomer. It was Dirk Nowitzki who put on a show. He is 7 feet and could shoot like Larry Bird, for crying out loud, at least at the time. So we're talking about Dirk Nowitzki. Ain't no shame in losing to him. But in the end, what it comes down to is that you have LeBron James. You definitely should win the battle on your front line. The combination of Thompson, along with Mozgov, definitely should handle Andrew Bogut, okay? Let's just get that out the way. So you look at it from that perspective, and you say, okay, they can get physical, they can crash the boards and rebound, and as a result, that combined with LeBron can really, really change the tenor, because, again, this is not a guy that's going to jack up a bunch of perimeter shots. LeBron is going to get to the hole. There's no question. He's going to be looking to attack the basket. And that obviously works come championship time if you don't have a Tim Duncan down in the low post waiting for you. When he went against Dallas, he not only had Dirk Nowitzki, but he had to worry about Tyson Chandler. Unless Andrew Bogut elevates his level of play, which is possible because Andrew Bogut can play. He's no scrub. But the point is that I doubt that will happen. So you got that issue going on. Those are your pros. The cons are JR, Iman, all of these guys, very proud of what I've seen from them. Mike Woodson, the former coach of the New York Knicks, Skip, called me last night immediately after the game to tell me to extend the congratulations to them because he's so proud of his former players. But I got to tell you something. Those guys, along with Dellavedova, I don't know if Cleveland has the depth to deal with what Golden State is going to throw at you. Steph Curry's pulling up the minute he walks past half court, it seems. Klay Thompson is no slouch. He's averaging 19 points throughout these playoffs on 45% shooting. By the way, Steph is at 29 points per game, shooting 48% from the field, 44 from three-point range. This brother's just on another level. And then we got to think about Barnes and Iguodala, you know, and even, you know, Livingston coming off the bench with Barbosa. Draymond Green, you can never dismiss him. And that rough rider that he is. They legitimately go 8-9 deep in Golden State. They have length at every position. And it is entirely possible that they will take Bogut out the game, go small, all right, with somebody like Draymond Green and those and you know, playing a 5, and really could cause you problems if you are Cleveland. So it's really a toss-up right now. I'm not making a prediction until next week, but I am looking so forward to these NBA finals because these conference finals have been a dud, and I sincerely doubt that that's going to be the case if Golden State and Cleveland meet, which I expect to happen. I think it could potentially be a final for the ages, and I'm not making my prediction until next week.
To echo your initial point, you said this is over, that Golden State is clearly, you've made all your reservations, it's Golden State or bust for you.
Yes.
I'm giving Houston like a 10% chance. That team is just goofy enough and just talented enough to keep winning games even against the Golden State Warriors. So there's an if factor to this question, but I'm with you. I've also made all my reservations, and I'm banking all on Golden State, and I'm pretty sure they'll get it done, but I just wanted to throw that out there. This team did come back, as we keep bringing up, or at least I do, from 3-1 down against the Clippers.
You're at 10%, I'm at 5%.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I'll throw 5%, yeah.
Okay, so here's where I am on a potential Golden State versus LeBron. 3-4 days ago, I would have said Golden State in 5. After what I saw even last night, even against what was left of the Hawks, I've upped mine now. I got it Golden State in 7. Again, I want to reserve the right to change that next week as you do. You know, you're on 50-50, and we'll make our predictions sometime next week as we head to the finals. But I don't want to be prisoner of the moment off what I just watched or didn't see from Golden State. But they did just allow 45 points in the first quarter to the Houston Rockets the other night in what was a closeout game. You can make all the case you want. They just mailed it in. They want to close it out at home tonight. I hope they do, for all of our sake. But this Cleveland team is really starting to impress me because it is clicking at a high level. Again, it is now ranked #1 in the postseason out of 16 teams that participated. #1 in offense. And we've seen the change in its defense now that Tristan Thompson's playing, now that Dellavedova is playing more. These are tough-minded, physically tough kids who have brought a new Shumpert's brought a new toughness to this defense. JR, you brought up yesterday, is playing his tail off on defense. And by the way, I'm starting to think that the new Big Three actually features JR instead of Kevin Love. Like he's close to being one of the Big Three because he's shooting the ball so spectacularly from the three-point line. By the way, LeBron's teammates, if we take out his three-point percentage, which is 17.6%, the rest of them are shooting 40% from the three-point line. That is highly impressive. That's Golden State-like. Golden State as a team is right now 39% in the postseason. LeBron's teammates at 40%. So, Stephen A., I remind you that on February 26th, LeBron played against Golden State. He didn't play in the earlier game at Golden State. He threw up 42 on this team, again, in Cleveland. On 15 out of 25 shots, they could not deal with this man. And I'm starting to think, who can deal with LeBron? This more mature LeBron. He doesn't leap like he used to, but he's still explosive. He still has his quickness. I thought he looked as quick last night as I've ever seen him look. Boy, he looked fresh and healthy to me. And my point is that 42 against this team, who is it? Harrison Barnes? Is he going to try him a little bit? Will Clay be able? I don't think Clay can fight with him.
Well,
so I don't know that they have an answer. And real quick, Steph that night on that was a TNT stage, remember, on a Thursday night? Man, he came up small. He shot 5 for 17, 3 for 9 from 3, shot a late air ball when the game was kind of out of control. But again, I don't know. I'm not trying to be prisoner of that game and this last Houston game, but I would say LeBron's team is playing at an extremely high level right now.
You're absolutely right, and that's why I'm 50-50 right now. But here's the thing that I think makes it very, very interesting, Skip. There are two sides to this. On one side, you have Golden State. And you have to remember, defensively, it's not about who can stop LeBron. It's about who can disrupt, or how can you disrupt Cleveland's rhythm. 1 minute you could have Draymond Green on LeBron.
Maybe.
Another minute it could be Iguodala. Another minute it could be Harrison Barnes. Another minute it could be Klay Thompson. We all know that no one is going to stop LeBron. But they give you different looks where it can disrupt your flow. So even if he's getting his, it disrupts the flow of Cleveland's offense, which could be problematic. On the plus side for Cleveland, winning last night gives them 9 full days off.
Yep.
That gives Kyrie 9 full days to heal. And I got to admit to you, to me, one of the biggest elements of my prediction is the health of Kyrie Irving. Because if Kyrie Irving were 100%, I don't give a damn what the circumstances are. I'm picking Cleveland. I'm picking Cleveland. And all day, every day. If Kyrie Irving were 100%, and I can pencil that in, that he can go and he'll be able to go for a series, I'm not picking against LeBron and Kyrie. I'm not doing it. The problem is, when you got a right foot injury and a left knee injury, I don't know what you're going to be able to do. Even on 9 days rest, Skip, once you step out on that court, we talk about you going up against Steph Curry, bro. I mean, you ain't playing just anybody. This is Steph Curry, the reigning league MVP. And so that is where my concern would lie, because I need to know what the status of Kyrie Irving is to be definitive and finite about Cleveland's chances.
He will not be 100% even after 9 days off. He has a serious foot injury that could require some kind of off-season procedure to fix, from what I'm being told. So I would not expect that. You'll probably get him about like he was last night, but he could probably play more minutes.
He needs to be better than last night. I'm talking about in terms of how he's moving. 9 days rest.
Maybe.
And 9 days of treatment. Kyrie Irving should be better than he was last night.
So our ESPN BPI Basketball Power Index, as of this morning, still has Golden State as a prohibitive favorite over Cleveland. Gives them a 72% chance. But I'm here to say that I appreciate you making this earlier point. I thought the shot of the playoffs for LeBron James was made by, you could argue, his best friend in the world, by Chris Paul. Remember the shot that beat my Spurs in Game 7? Arcing it up off Tim Duncan. Remember this one? I'll never forget it. It's close to being the Ray Allen shot. Not quite, but it hurts me almost that deeply. That shot changed the whole playoffs because clearly it eliminated the Spurs from LeBron's path. As we know, he struggled against the Spurs. They should have beaten him all 3 times they played him in the finals. Ray Allen stopped that, as we know. But now LeBron psychologically knows the path is clear. There's no Duncan. There's no Coach Pop out there. And this Golden State team, as powerful as it was during the regular season, when our stats show it had statistically the 4th best regular season in basketball history, as great as they were, this is their first time, man. And on this stage, LeBron won't be afraid of them. You know, he won't shrink back from them.
It's interesting that you brought up San Antonio, Skip, because on my way here to this studio, I was just with Pop. Literally an hour ago. He was here obviously supporting one of his proteges, Mike Budenholzer, the coach of the year, who did an outstanding job in Atlanta. Was here supporting him. He was here last night, so just thought I'd let you know.
Okay. You got it? That's it? That's all we got? You just hung out with him and said hey?
No, I don't share my conversations with Coach like that. Well, Pop. He don't like me calling him Coach. He likes me calling him Pop.
All right. We got
He's the man.
Stephen A. and Skip have already said it's a foregone conclusion. We're heading to Golden State. But for the folks at home, again, we want to remind you we're on the road for the finals. It gets underway June 4th. We know we will be in Cleveland. And perhaps, maybe Houston can pull it out. You never know. But mark your calendar. Join us. We'll have many special guests on the road for the finals. Also, this was one of my favorite videos we saw last night. His decision to return looks like a good one as the team celebrates a win. Love J.R. Smith on Instagram and social media. You can't beat it, right? We discuss this after the break, plus lots to go. Again, LeBron and the Cavs, so many more storylines. Head over to our Instagram page. Check out what we plan to talk about within the next 2 hours. Leave your comments and your takes. We're here for it. First Take just getting started. We'll be back in just a few moments.